Greetings sailors and welcome back to World of Warships, and today I'm going to look at the Niord, which is the current dockyard ship. This is the fourth pan-European battleship we've had, and much like its tier 9 cousin, the Carl 14th Johann, it is basically a complete historical, or ahistorical rather, fantasy what if somehow Germany had been able to sell some half-completed battle cruisers to Sweden at some point after World War One, and then they'd been fitted with more modern German guns, because this has got the German 12-inch guns that you'll find on, I can't even remember what other ships, but some other ships, whereas Niord has got the twin 15-inch turrets that you find on Tirpitz and Bismarck. They do have a rather fast rate of fire though, I mean an extremely fast rate of fire considering they are 15-inch guns. This 18.5 seconds is with the equipment, so I've taken a bit of a hit to my turret traverse, but that still is more than acceptable. 34.5 seconds turret traverse is very, very decent for a battleship. But otherwise, they have actually got a couple of things in common. They both pack the pan-European torpedoes. So the Carl has got 2 quad launchers towards the aft of the ship with a 13.5 kilometre range. And I think the range is the same as, I can't remember which of the, it's not the Halland, but it's the, what's the tier 9 called? I can't remember. But basically, the 10.7k damage, 13.5, and they have a kind of reasonable reload. So they make decent area denial weapons. Niord also has the same damage torps. They are 15 kilometers and they are quintuple launchers with a slightly longer reload and also a slightly worse detectability range. But the extra range does make them, again, decent area denial weapons. You can put out torpedoes towards smoke clouds or over caps or whatever, and it's not like it's going to be devastating damage, but it is going to be quite useful. You also have basically nothing in your toolbox outside of the extremely basic repair party and damage control party. I think the Carl has got a Hydra, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, it does. So, you don't even really have the utility that the Johann has with its Hydro. This thing is purely reliant on teammates for spotting torpedoes, or of course you can take the I'm sure there's a battleship skill that lets you spot torpedoes sooner. Vigilance, there we go, which might not be a terrible one to take for this, although the torpedo bulge protection is not bad. 23% is decent. You will note there, though, something else that isn't decent. This is one of the other notable things. 67,100 hit points. That's actually less than Tirpitz and Bismarck. I think it's less than the Carl Johann. So it's not got a lot of hit points going for it. Pommern there with 81k. Is it Odin or Brandenburg? That's it's sort of like the Odin of its tier, with not having that much health, and it sort of relies on its armour scheme to get away with what it does get away with, because much like the Carl 14th Johann, it has got a very, very low citadel. It's basically a waterline citadel, as you can see there, and so it's quite possible to eat lots of full pen damage, but it's very difficult to eat citadel damage. Plunging fire might do it. Things like Yamato guns, Satsuma guns might do it, but otherwise this thing is actually relatively tanky, although the belt armor is not as good as the Carl. It's not as good as things like Pommern with what is that, 300 millimeters, and this is like 220. So you've got 300 millimeters sort of at or just below the waterline. So even if you're heeling over a bit in a hard turn, you've got some okay belt protection, but I think the Carl is even better than 220. Yeah, 275, so that's nearly 300 millimeters. It's only 220 further up the belt. So yeah, it does have the ability to maybe go a bit more broadside than some other battleships, like say US battleships, and not worry about getting blatted for obscene amounts of damage through your citadel, but you can still take some pretty heavy damage if you're doing that. So though it's not necessarily recommended, occasionally it might be something you need to do, and at least it's a thing you don't have to worry about. So all that said, let's hit battle button and see what we get. Right, this is a bit of a mix. We have tier 8 to tier 10 CVs, a couple of destroyers, and some things with big guns, which might be a problem for me, but I guess we'll see. What I've found so far is, due to the nature of the guns being average at best, it kind of wants to get in a bit closer to do reliable damage. It does have a pretty decent main battery range, 21.4 kilometers. You can of course boost that at the expense of having that faster reload, although I personally prefer the faster reload. And if you're trying to just snipe at those ranges, you're going to have pretty inconsistent results, I think. It really isn't the best for that. The fact that it has got these torpedoes, though, and that they do give you that extra bit of kick, means it's definitely much more comfortable at the mid to close ranges. And I think I would definitely class it as something as being a bit more comfortable at the closer ranges if it had the same hydro that the Carl Johan gets, but it doesn't, sadly. So yeah, this is not really it's not really a sniper, it's not really a brawler, it's more of a mid-range pew pew, fire lots of 15-inch shells and hope something sticks kind of a ship. Well, that's my impression of it so far anyway, bearing in mind I've not exactly played hundreds of battles in this thing. And some of the battles I have played have been in ops, just to get a feel for it there, which it does fine in. You know, the fast reload, the torpedoes, they are very useful features to have in ops, plus the fact a lot of operations you are firing at ships that are mid to close range, so the guns not being the most amazing doesn't matter quite as much. Right, this Chikuma 2 is getting absolutely hammered, which is maybe not a surprise. I might need to turn around here. Yeah, this is not looking super great. The Amato's not coming. We've got North Carolina coming over here as well. Try some torpedoes against this Congress. See if that nets me any success. You quite frequently have 3 of your 4 turrets firing just because you have that fully rotating rear turret, so it's kind of awkward sometimes in that I mean, if you're a tiny little bit OCD about firing all your turrets at once, yeah, it can be mildly annoying having your turrets go out of sync. Yeah, all those torpedoes. The AA defense is nothing special. Alright, we got the Congress at least, but yeah, these planes might be the death of me. You know, giving it defensive or something might have been nice, but yeah, your only real defense against tier 10 CVs that want you dead is basically group up with allies. Same with a lot of high tier ships these days. And I'm going to get all of those. Right, there's not a lot I can do here except just run the heck away, or else fall victim to the CV. We do have another heal that's going to come back, but fairly soon. But it is, as you can see, standard heal, so absolutely nothing special. It would be nice to get my steering back soon, but I guess we're going to have to wait. I'm going to put some more torpedoes out there just because why not? It's a quick enough reload that I don't feel like I'm wasting it or anything. Oh, hello, spotted by the Alaska. And I really hope I can... no, I took so much heavy damage with the torpedoes. That's very unfortunate. I can heal back very little now. So now we're going to be forced into the longer ranging sniping. This is where longer range sniping rather. This is where that lack of hit points does absolutely become an issue. You just do not like if you take the heavy damage, you do not have the hit point pool to sustain. So the fact that we're not that far into this match and I've already taken this much is just... it's painful. It's very painful. Right, that is somebody, presumably the USS Black, smoking up for that Alaska. I wasn't even trying to be particularly aggressive there. It's just that that Roosevelt took so much health off me because it dropped so many torpedoes. Not a huge amount I could do about it. We are just about at the edge of torp range. I might just try and get unspotted here. Put more torpedoes out from the other side. Not sure there's that much I can do otherwise.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Black torpedoes slowly making their way past. They're very slow, but they do pack a punch.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Ah, okay. Well, that's me probably about to have a painful time. Very painful time. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, the Cuttle's hydro would have been very nice. That was purely because I was spinning around to put my own torpedoes out.
Problem solved, sir.
And I don't know if they were even aimed at me or if they were just sort of aimed downrange and I happened to take one of those. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. We're having a real fun time. This is obviously why I love playing high-tier battles so much. So much. Right, there goes the San Diego. Oh, I only just missed hitting the Black myself. That would have been funny if I'd hit them. I guess we try and get more over towards the middle. We might win this. I don't know how it's looking overall. It's sort of fairly balanced right now. We are ahead on points. But it sort of depends on... Oh, there's the FDR. Oh, hello. If we can get in range of that. Interesting. I would have thought they'd be parked behind an island or something. Of course, the downside of them being on this flank, which I kind of suspected anyway, is that they can cycle their planes towards me faster, and I must be a real tempting target right about now. Yeah, let's just do what we can against this Roosevelt. Oof. Oh, well, the Yamato has just nuked, absolutely nuked the Roosevelt, but unfortunately the North Carolina got nuked as well, so... Hi, FDR! Are you here to kill me? I think you might. I'm not sure what killed the North Carolina. Was it the FDR? Was it more torpedoes? Did he get smacked by the Kremlin, maybe? Right, I can at least try and make this not an optimal drop, but this... Wow! It's not nice! It's not nice! The next one definitely kills me. There's not a lot I can do about it. Man, you don't even get a catapult. I kind of like this ship overall, but it does have a distinct lack of utility options. No catapult, no defensive, no hydro. Oh, this might be enough. This might be enough. No, I didn't set a fire. Okay. I just need to kill that last plane. I can even at least get unspotted. Right. Somehow still alive. I've done an absolutely measly 50,000 damage though. But I think we're in a position where I can fire on this Kremlin and not get spotted now. So I might get a bit more damage. It's an awkward angle, however. I do like the German 15-inch guns. But it kind of depends what tier you're at. They definitely struggle a bit at the higher tiers. And of course with the Pommern you have the luxury of having a lot of them. But here not so much, you've got to rely on that rate of fire. Which is a mixed blessing when it comes to a battleship. Because the stealth on this is reasonably good. But having that fast rate of fire then of course negates the stealth. You don't get a chance to stealth up in between shots. Because you're just having to pew in order to try and get the damage. Right, somehow improbably we have lived with 2k, with 2.7k hit points. Alrighty, that was fine. That was so fine. I absolutely enjoyed myself so much. Yeah, I'm not surprised I won the bottom half of the team there. I was able to do so little damage. I just got smacked so hard by the carrier. And a decent chunk of my damage was actually even just from the torpedoes. So there you go. How much did we tank? 1.2. That's not even that high. But you just don't have the overall health pool that some of the other German battleships and battlecruisers have. Okay, this in theory is a lot better. I am unquestionably the top dog in terms of battleships, but there's still a CV. Although the enemy CV, the Implacable, I'm not that worried about an Implacable. And also 2 submarines. Again, leaving me wishing I had a hydro available. Right, I'm trying not to be too pushy here. Even though it is slightly more favourable circumstances, just because I don't know where the subs are. Don't quite know where all the battleships are yet. I'm going to start off with just a few torpedoes and maybe poke at this Virginia and see what that gets me. Right, there's the Yugumo. Oh, Schultz. Oh dear, I hope you don't take some of those. That would be very bad if you did. And now a salmon has already... Okay, so that's one of our... Yeah, they weren't the best positioned for the possibility that somebody might pop round the corner. See if we can land some hits on the Miyoko.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
I may have put torpedoes out, but I'm not going into their range, so that shouldn't be an issue really. Right, that was a bit of a... Oh, that Schultz is playing a very dangerous game. 20 odd seconds till I get torpedoes back. Still spotted, presumably by the Yugamo.
Fire.
Put that fire out. Oh, hello. Sub went round the corner. We gotta get moving then.
Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes direct front. Problem solved, sir.
Oh,
Torpedoes dead
are you
ahead.
aiming at the... Interesting. See if I got lucky with those. It's probably the most annoying part of submarines for me still, is just the... It's one extra thing you gotta faff around with when you're faffing around with dodging torps and dodging incoming fire and just... It's just such a pain in the arse, it really is.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Right, let's get... Oh, right, we managed to land the hit. The Schultz is unfortunately going to eat some of those submarine torpedoes.
The enemy team.
San Diego's gone. Okay.
Torpedoes to starboard.
Oh, this is not going well. That's going to be Miyoko around the corner. Where is this little cheeky shit of a... Of course, I've got no way of, like, without hydro
Fire.
or even submarine surveillance or anything. It's just a matter of, like, whatever. Okay. Right, that ping would have been negated. That's fine.
Sir. Torpedoes astern.
I am already quite heavily down on health, but at least I can heal a decent chunk of that back. Let's see if we can hit that Miyoko. Right, I've actually dodged those torpedoes, that's nice. Alright, Yugamo is going to be in the cap. We've still got Yugamo torps incoming. Oh, good lord. Can you tell I'm having fun right now? Can you tell? Good grief, this is turning out to be a lot of work. Right, unfortunately there goes the Schultz. I'm just going to have to guesstimate when it comes to... Yeah. Where this submarine is. If you're thinking of going to bow tank in a Miyoko, I mean it's literally only the RNG of my guns that will... literally only the RNG of my guns that will prevent that from being a very nasty experience. I'm just totally guessing right now with that. Right, I somehow accidentally switched to HE shells, which I did not mean to do. Not exactly ideal. That Yugamo's still out there somewhere as well, so... yeah. Some aerial spotting would actually be pretty useful. Alright, I do have damage control available, that's fine. I haven't landed any especially decent hits so far with the guns. Okay, I don't know how this is going. This is shaping up to be a weird game, apparently. Right, that's going to be Yugamo.
Enemy submarine in sight.
Oh, hello, you are just coming into range. That's the other enemy sub, that's the salmon. doesn't seem like it's going that well. It seems like it's turning out to be a bit of a goddamn mess, to be honest. Right.
Torpedoes astern.
Right, we can negate those torps. That's fine. That's not going to take all in a turn. I'm going to take some of them anyway, which is mildly annoying.
Torpedoes astern.
Not a lot I can do about that. Yeah, something like speed boost, or I don't even know. Some extra bit of utility. The funny thing is, I kind of like this ship. I just don't like the battles it ends up in. Is that going to be enough to kill me? I think it might. Yeah, or like a minute away from... Oh, there we go. Didn't even quite do as much damage as last time. Yeah, I kind of like the ship. It's just... Games like this are frustrating more than anything else. Well, there we go. I've at least done more damage than last time, if only just. We'll see if we get some hits with these torpedoes as well, for like just that little extra sprinkling of damage. Although it does look like they're going to miss. Yes, they are. Unfortunate. Oh well. Right, those are both pretty short games, so we're going to do a third one. Once again, with the carriers, okay. I mean, the last game, the carrier wasn't really a factor for me, but the subs sure were. But this time, super carriers, so yeah, we'll see how we do. Okay, that is the main we have on this flank. I am not quite in detection range of that Sejong yet. In fact, let's hold fire. Oh, there we go, that's it. Destroyer that spotted me, probably. Yeah. And they've spotted the Kunming as well, so it's possibly the Shima. Yeah, let's make a turn here. And I guess we're firing at the main, the Sejong in the smoke, but I kind of don't want to spook them. I want them to stay in the smoke and eat some of my torpedoes. Please and thank you. God, it's a bit scary when you're facing a ship that has almost twice as many hit points as you do. It's not quite twice as many, but it's not far off. We also might be struggling slightly with range here. Just we're being forced to back off. Those torpedoes are getting close. Come on, torpedoes! It is a little bit hilarious when you do manage to... Oh, no, they bailed out. When you do manage to get someone with the torps that's in smoke. Because people think, you know, oh, battleship with torps. There's not that many of them. And there's very few that have long-range torpedoes. There's Iwami with its 20 kilometers. There's this thing with 15. I'm trying to think what else has got longer range torps. I mean, the Karl Johan with its 13.5, that's still fairly long range for a battleship. I suppose if you're playing against one of these things, it's something you'll have to bear in mind that the torp angle's pretty good. They don't need to be doing some kind of obvious turn to get torpedoes off at you. Right, there's the Shima. Yamagiri. Was La Pampa? Yeah, La Pampa was on the other side, so it was the Shima that was spotting. I think we're going to lose that rune in the centre quite quickly. That was maybe not the wisest thing, trying to push up in the middle in a cruiser. Trying to push up in the middle in anything. Don't think I'd have done that. Okay, there's the Venezia. Which is a relatively tanky thing. Main might be trying to turn around, it's not entirely clear. Not super interested in sitting here and just tanking all the damage though, so maybe we push forward to the island and then try and turn if we survive. If he makes a turn, I might land some tasty hits, but that's definitely not a guarantee. Far from it. Rod's got fairly chunky guns for me to worry about as well. Okay, Windows, did you really need to bong at me just then? Apparently so. It does just kind of randomly do that sometimes, which is rather annoying. Right, time to turn, 16k, that was kind of a nasty chunk. You're just going to border hunt, that's a bit disappointing. Oh, hello Shima. Oh, if only I had torpedoes right now. Right, I've a disappointing lack of citadels on that that main. It's not like they've been the best angled.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
There's not a lot I can do about that though. That's more in the hands of RNG than anything else. Oh, we have half the points they do. Half our team's dead already. This is not looking great. It's really not.
Torpedoes astern.
I think we're going to mostly avoid... Oh, I should get a heal going. Ooh, can we make this turn? I think so. Yep, that's fine. Never worried. Oh, hello. Hello, United States. Well, I can get a side full of torpedoes either way. Hooray! The tier 10, the tier 11 carrier has come to make my day fun. Right, at least this one doesn't have quite as big a broadside as the FDR, but yes. Oh, I'm actually gonna collide with that torp. Never mind. God, these torps just run forever, apparently. Right, is that the Elbing firing? Good guy Elbing, if he's trying to take some of the pressure off me. It's a bit of a high-risk strategy when you're in a destroyer. Although sometimes you can take advantage of somebody firing at another target to get some cheeky hits in, but it can also be a good distraction tactic to try and take the heat off somebody. Oh, here come more planes. Yep. Okay, the United States has decided now it's my turn to... Now it's my turn to die. I was at least a decent-ish chunk on the main. Nothing special, but...
Fire.
Yeah. I think after this one, which, I mean, I at least might get to 100k, maybe? Maybe? I'm not going to hold my breath if I live that long. I don't know if we're going to win this one, but you never know. We might. It's not impossible. No, not pen. I think we might actually... Right, I'll maybe make the video a bit on the long side, but we might do an op. Just because, honestly, this is one of those ships where I'm sure it can work very well in randoms, but I would much prefer to play it in ops than in randoms. Just because ops are a lot more predictable, and it does have some very good characteristics for ops. Right, that's going to be Yamagiri torps coming in from that side. I think this is... No, the other flank is collapsing. That main against the border is not going to last forever. Right, the enemy main is done at least. There's the La Pampa. Yeah, there's not many of us left. The Kunmings managed to sneak around and will maybe get their United States, so that should keep the CV occupied, at least. And maybe our CV can spot the Yamagiri? Or they're more going for the La Pampa? Possibly the enemy Montana. Well, the Annapolis doesn't have a lot of health left. Right, I guess we're going to head more towards this way. The Yamagiri is just hosing 20-kilometer torps in this direction, I think. We've not been spotted by them. Although we have just been air spotted, so the Yamagiri knows which way I'm headed now, which is mildly annoying. Yeah, that main's not going to last. We might be able to get in range of the Montana. Also, just gonna spam some random torps out in that direction, because you never know. Oh, no, there we go. The La Pampa got them. When you're up against a border like that and there's a destroyer nearby, good luck. We've actually killed a fair few of them. There we go, the Kunming did get the United States, so that's rather nice. They may even be able to do a little bit of stealth capping, depending on their health. The Sejong's still around somewhere. Right, I guess I am trying to maybe defend the camp a little bit. Elbing's going there. And the La Pampa might be coming this way. Maybe. Yeah, I think we can make 100k. Just not like that's particularly spectacular for tier 9, but it's darn sight better than the last two games, that's for sure. Oh wow, Yamagiri's all the way down there. Okay. Right. Just on the off chance La Pampa's coming this way. Ah, there goes the Kunming. Taken out by Vermont, okay. Oh, no, there's La Pampa, okay. Right, torpedoes out in roughly that sort of direction. And I maybe want to slow down a little bit here. See what the Montana's doing. Be great if I could pop out from behind the island and go pew pew pew, fill them full of torpedoes. But we do need torpedoes to have reloaded for that to happen. I think he's probably going to fancy his chances more against me than that Cristoforo Colombo anyway. So torps on this side are actually closer to reloading, which is fine. Odd seconds. It gives me a nice broadside to shoot at, that would be lovely. We've actually, I don't think we've permanently lost, oh no, sadly they missed, any of our launchers so far, which is maybe a little unusual. That's okay, not gonna knock it. Right, are you just tucking in against the island? What are you doing? Ah, I guess the LB. Right, he's not got a lot of anything left right now. Probably the main risk is the La Pampa. Now, if we pull this off, it would be quite something. But we do have the La Pampa capping. Right, United States has taken that guy out. That's fine. Colombo actually has still got a fair whack of health left. Neither of us have any way of detecting this La Pampa, who does have me radio located. If you hear little squeaky chirrups in the background, by the way, that's Archibald. being a strange little squeaky chirrup cat. But that does then still leave us with the Vermont and the Sejong to deal with. Oh, is this actually a good idea? Let's not ground myself.
Torpedoes dead ahead.
Right, he's talked to where he thinks I'm going to be, which is with radio location. Oh, I was so close! I was so close! God damn it! I was so close to having that just skim the hull. I should have HE loaded, really, shouldn't I?
Problem solved, sir.
Right, that La Pampa. Archibald, what? I'm being squeaked at. I don't know what the reload on this thing is. Right, if the La Pampa doesn't get me, it's not going to take a lot from the Vermont to finish me off. Oh, and there's the Sejong. Right, this is very dicey. Come on, Sejong. Not Sejong, La Pampa. Oh, I wish I had torpedoes on this side for that smoke. Come on, we must be very close to the 2 kilometers auto spotting. My goodness, where are you? Oh, Columbo's dead. RIP! Good lord, he was the only one with any health left. Okay, well, this has suddenly become not a thing that's possible. I was really hoping I could pick up the La Pampa in the 2 kilometer range. I must have been so close to it and yet so far. Man, this has become very tense. I don't think there's any way we're going to pull this off now, though. Colombo just got blasted. Right, is that the Sejong that's spotting me? Is it La Pampa? Really don't know. I'm left with a lot of options right now. Ah, nope. Vermont got me. All it took was one shot. What overpan. Oh, La Pampa, you're about to have a bad day. Please have a bad day. Oh, 3 hits wasn't quite enough. Less than 1,000 health. Oh well, we did our best. 141k. What an odd messy match this was, and quite close as well, as it turned out. Anyway, back to port. If the United States pulls that off, I'll be very impressed, but we want to take a look at this thing in ops. So let's give it a go. In fact, let's give it a go in ops with flagships. So here we are, Newport Defence. I think we'll definitely get some use out of our torps in this one. And we've actually got a bunch of people in a div that are playing as well, so that's fine. Are we still on the torpedo flagships? I'm not actually sure. Yes, we are. We're still on torpedo flagships. Okay. One nice thing with this being the torpedo flagship version is if people are able to pick up the buffs, and this being the one of the special captains that does have torpedo reload buff anyway, potentially we could rack up a quite significant reduction in our torp reload speed. But we're also probably more likely to have our torps knocked out permanently at some point. finish off this yacht before they get too close. Save our torps for the Clausewitz. Yeah, if somebody can grab those, I don't know if I'm quick enough. That'll be the Georgia's secondaries, yes. Oh, I can definitely grab that one, I'll be close enough to grab that. It's not worth getting my ship sunk to just grab a reload booster. It's one of those things where it'd be nice to have. Right, there's some top hits. Nice, nice, nice. Takashi's got tops out as well. Might as well join them. I think one of the reasons why I do prefer this in Ops is you get to much more consistently use your torpedoes as a damage multiplier than in randoms. Where, I mean, you saw I was quite often just putting torpedoes out in the hope that I might hit something, maybe? Although sometimes with the 15-kilometer range, yes, you do get to put torps out against a particular target and not have to venture to stupidly, suicidally close range to do it. Archibald, what is it? He's roaming around squeaking at me. They've got food in their bowls, so honestly I don't know what the issue is. But clearly something is not to his liking. So we're now down to 76 seconds with the, I think, what, 3 boosts? I can't remember how many torpedo hits you need to trigger Mr... Oh, I always think I'm pronouncing it terribly wrong, and I probably am, but Mr. Jerzy Swirsky, or however you pronounce it. So, yeah. Shout at me in the comments if you are Polish. And it will probably be fully deserved. Why am I loaded? Oh, I've got a bad habit of I press 1 to go back to my guns when I'm just meaning, like, not specifically to go back to HE ammo, just to go back to my guns rather than trying to swap ammo or queue up an ammo swap. Right, there goes the Kitkazi. Everyone seems to have a fair idea what they're doing so far. So you're going to get some torpedo hits here as well. Three, 4, not bad, not bad. And we're very nearly there with our next reload. Oof! Oof! Satsuma! That was not nice. We do have a heal at least. Archibald, what's the matter? He's a funny wee cat, he is. He's very kind of earnest and goofy. It's hard not to be amused by him. He's got good comedy timing, don't you, Archibald? He was on my lap having a good thorough clean the other day, which, if he's going to sit and clean himself, it's not like Sam where he'll maybe do it for a couple of minutes and then he's done. Now Archibald spends a good 10 to 15 minutes just going schlup, 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 to the point where it can get a little bit wearing. But yeah, I made some noise, or oh, you were actually backing up, Neptune, never mind. I made some noise that vaguely startled him, so he looked up at me, but his tongue was still stuck out. And just the look on his face with his little blep, it made me chortle, it did. Oh well, a couple of torps might reach their target. There goes the Seattle. Is it? I thought it might be 6 torpedoes, but it's not gone off now, so, or gone off yet, so clearly it's not. Okay, we'll circle around for that. Don't think we need to back up for getting a heal just yet. Neptune might need to, though. They're not looking so healthy. It's always a bit risky taking a British light cruiser in on op, because you might get one where there's lots of radar, so your smoke doesn't really matter that much. Or one like this where you just don't get the opportunity for the broadside shots. If you're shooting consistently at oncoming ships, you're going to struggle to do a lot of damage without HE. Right, I think we'll put these tops out also towards the cloud ships. Some of those look like they might hit the Hindi. Good to take out that Clausewitz. As I was saying in the last video about ops, I think this is one of the... Well, I at least alluded to it, that just having the big pile of extra hit points to chew through is more of a challenge with the flagships than the extra abilities that they have. And I think this is definitely true for this operation. When you're running on a timer, trying to stop things breaching the barrier. Right, oh, there we go. So it's 8 torpedoes. It's every 8 torpedoes. So we're now at 68 seconds reload, which is not bad for a battleship. Oh, and somebody else got above 58 seconds. There we go, just under a minute. So that's not too shabby at all. So that's a specific benefit of being able to put that captain in this ship in this operation mode. Which is a bit niche. It's not exactly a selling point, but it's, you know, it's another thing that this ship can do. Right. Bow on, Hindenburg. Not an ideal target for the torpedoes, but we're going to have to worry about them breaching that section of the port. And let's hope I get some torpedo hits there. Maybe 2? Oh, there we go. That's not too shabby. Oh, Neptune. Hello. I was trying to come past you there, but never mind. Oh, I did it again. I was trying to queue up my HE, and I did it again. Right. Oh, come on! We need to kill this Clausewitz. Come on, we're so close. We're so close. Are we gonna do it? No, we didn't do it. Oh well. We did actually managed to at least do one of the conditions, but you need to trigger both of them in order to get the Des Moines to show up. Right, let us... what side do I want to be on? Let us pick a side. I guess we'll stick around on this side. I think we're at maximum buff now. Not 100% sure. I've also got some adrenaline rush reduction going on there as well. And the nice thing about the buffs is they also give you extra torpedo damage as well. Right, that Takahashi has got to get back here pronto. It's sneaky, but yeah. If it gets spotted, then it's all going to be over very quickly. Yeah, they've been spotted. Okay. Probably rip Takahashi. That thing is not exactly well armoured. Okay, well, having said that, you know, just casually bouncing battleship shells. Yamato no less, so I take it back, it must be incredibly well armoured. Oof, that was not good. That was not good shot, RNG. Oh dear. Right, who do I want to put these torps out against? There's the collapse bits. Now that we have a nice quick reload going on, there's no point really holding back until they get closer. Ooh. Hello, Yamato shells. No thank you. Maybe shoot at someone else, please. It does have a decent turn of speed, but it's not the best ship for jinking around in or trying to dodge incoming fire. Not that there are many battleships that do fall into that category. Oh, nice, nice, okay. Torpedo's got the killing blow. Right, focusing on the forts for now, so that gives us a little window to work with. We've only lost that one cruiser, so we're not doing too bad. It's just a case of whittling away health now. Oh, I wonder if I'll get that Harugamo as well. Who knows? Possibly not. Doesn't look like it. Right, was that really only... Oh, it was the Harugamo! I was like, oh, did I really only hit one into the Yamato? And then, as it turned out, yes, I did only hit one into the Yamato. So... mildly disappointing. The secondaries are giving it a go, but they are... it's sort of standard secondary range for this tier. I don't think it's worth going into a secondary spec for this somehow. I think it's all 120 mils. The British 120 mils. Right, there we go. Another torque reload boost from the captain. So we're now at 45 seconds. I might actually want to switch to HE for the destroyer. Oh, it's a little premature there. I only got one shot off, but never mind. Hit that Yamato again. Oh, yep, okay, Harugamo. So you see why I think this is... I mean, it's fairly self-explanatory, right? Why I would think this is a nicer ship for ops. You get to use the torpedoes a lot more. You get a lot more opportunities to make the guns work. I mean, I guess you can kind of broadly say that about most ships in ops, but there are some ships, as we discovered in that last video with the USS Black, that are just not suited for ops at all, whereas you've got some ships that really are. And this is definitely one of them. Torpedoes out. I think we should be able to do this without losing any of the base facilities. Our health is not too concerning at the moment. Ouch, he says, taking a heavy hit from the Yamato. But at least I know it's not going to be a Citadel, certainly not at that range. 41 seconds. Yeah, not a thing you get to enjoy in regular ops, sadly. It'd be funny if you did, if you were able to get it down to being that quick. I mean, you still get the benefit of the captain's skill, of course, just not the boosts that are inherent to this mode and these flagships. Right, if I get close enough, point blank range, I might even just be able to get some citadels for the first time. I don't think we have a single citadel in any of the games I've played. Considering these guns are average at best, is maybe not surprising. Oh, well, torpedo hits. Racking up all those torpedo hits. Ah, that looked good, and then it hit the deck instead. Come on, RNGesus. Nope. No, no, no citadels, but we got within spitting distance of 500,000 damage, which is not too bad at all. And of course, this being also flagships, we ought to do fairly well out of it in terms of XP also. 4 out of 5. Not bad. Not bad at all. So yeah, if I come back to playing this thing with any regularity, it's probably going to be in operations. I don't hate it. I kind of like it. It's just that lack of extra consumables and the low health pool make it a kind of a difficult choice for me to want to play in randoms. There's other things I would rather play in randoms. But for operations, it's certainly a very nice package. So that is it for this video. This has been not a bad shipyard ship, and although it's certainly far from my favourite shipyard ship, it's certainly not my least favourite either, which I don't even know which one that would be at this stage. There's been enough shipyard vessels that I'm struggling to remember them all without looking up a list. Anyway, if you did enjoy this video, you can do all the usual things down underneath it, and of course, as always, stay tuned for more.